All right, welcome back. We've had another really cool week here at Granville Christian. This week is interesting, as all weeks are, but we're talking a lot about reading this month because March is reading month. You knew that, right? All right, March is reading month. And part of what we're going to do this week is talk about what we've learned this week, but also talk about what we're reading. And I'm going to share a book that I really like. I talked to a fourth grade class this week about this book. It's called The Terrible Two. It's a really good book about a student who goes to a new school. He's the prankster at his old school, but he discovers that there's already a prankster at his new school. My favorite part of reading this book is reading the principal's voice because he's really, really silly and he gets himself into a lot of predicaments. And the pranksters really, they really go for him. So it's a lot of fun. Anyways, Ella, what book did you bring?
The Iron Trial.
The Iron Trial. I noticed some other kids in the school reading that book too. So tell me about the Iron Trial and what it's about and why you like it.
It's about these. It's sort of like Harry Potter.
Okay.
It's about 3 kids that get picked by Master Rufus to be his apprentices.
Okay.
And they learn about the 5 elements.
Like what?
One of them's earth, air, fire, water, and chaos.
Okay. Cool. So how far are you in it, do you think?
I'm like almost done.
Okay. And you told me something interesting too. Not only are you reading it, but you're listening to it when you get a chance too. That's something I really like to do too, because sometimes I'm in the car for a long time. I like to listen to some books too. So when you read that book, The Iron Trial, do you ever picture yourself in the shoes of some of the characters?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I do a lot of the times too, even when it's a really out there book. And even sometimes when kids are the characters, I can still kind of picture myself in those situations. All right, cool. I like that book. Tell us about something you learned in school this week.
I learned about forces and motion.
Forces in motion in science. That is one of my favorite things to learn about. This was a question that was on your test, so I'm putting you on the spot. If I were to throw something towards that student over there, and if you were like a mile away, would I be able to hit him?
If you have as strong as motion.
If I had a lot of force I could put into it, I probably still wouldn't get it to him in the air. What would eventually happen to that?
It would slow
thing?
down and go to the ground.
It would go to the ground. How come?
Gravity.
Got it. Good job. So you learned about force and motion. You're reading a good book. Anything else you want to share?
Nope.
All right. High fives. Thanks for helping. Good job. All right. Now I'm joined by are you in 3rd grade?
No, kindergarten.
Kindergarten. I knew that. Joe is from kindergarten, and his teacher is Meister Cabrera. And do you like kindergarten? Why?
Because I love my friends.
You love your friends. That's a great reason. I like that. So, Joe, you were learning about reading.
Yes.
You've been learning about reading lately. So, what are one of the strategies you've learned about reading?
By sounding them out.
Sounding them out. Good. Now, are you reading in English or in Spanish?
Spanish.
That sounds interesting. All right, but you've also brought us a book. What's the book?
I don't know what it's called.
It's called How Do Dinosaurs Stay Friends? Has someone read this book to you before?
Yeah.
Why do you like this book?
Because it's about dinosaurs.
It's about dinosaurs. I mean, do you need another reason than that? It's about dinosaurs. Good. And I noticed by looking through this book that there are some pretty interesting things about how dinosaurs stay friends, like this one. It says, and then when the class is all given a break, he gives his friend cookies he helped his mom make.
My favorite page.
This your favorite page? I just happened to turn to your favorite page? Is it because there's cookies involved?
No, because
Because he's dropping cookies to the dog? That's a good reason. Really cool. Well, I like this book too. It's a great book. I hope you find more good books that you like. You said that there was another one that you liked. We just couldn't find it. What was it called?
the day that the Grinch comes home.
Yeah, the day the crayons came home. So we'll have to look for that one and make sure we've got some more copies. Anything else you like about kindergarten or anything exciting we should know about?
No.
No? All right, thanks. High five. Good job. All right. Blake is coming to us all the way from 4th grade, right?
Yeah.
Good. Blake has been telling me about learning some math stuff this week. What's some of the math stuff you've been learning?
Multiplying fractions?
Multiplying fractions. Have you added fractions?
Yes.
Okay. I've always found that multiplying fractions turns out to be a little bit easier than adding fractions, because with adding fractions you got to have the same denominator, so you've got to do some work before you can add it. With multiplying fractions, you just multiply. So have you been doing story problems?
Yes.
Those make it a little bit trickier, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I've got news for you. Fractions come back in 5th grade. So really work hard on fractions this year, because they come back next year, and if you've got a good handle on it now, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So you also brought a book to share with us. Tell us about your book.
So there's like a competition, and there's 32 like members that get picked to do this competition, and there's like teams, and there's like competition to get 12 medals, and then whoever gets the most medals gets a free college scholarship to any college they want.
Nice. Now it's a sequel, right?
Yes.
It's a sequel to another book that your class read, or some of the people in your class read. Was it Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library?
Yeah.
And that's where kids actually get locked into this big, huge, gigantic library and have all these clues and puzzles they have to figure out to win. It's another contest, right? Speaking of contests, there was a hidden contest in the book. Did you know that?
Oh. Yeah.
In the other book. So there's a secret hidden contest in the book, and you and some of your classmates figured it out, and then what happened?
We emailed the author, and the author emailed us back.
And the author emailed back to tell you, congratulations, you solved the puzzle. You didn't win any prizes, but that's okay. It still feels pretty cool. All right, anything else exciting about 4th grade that we should know about? Nothing? Nothing? Was it windy this week?
Yeah.
Yeah? You didn't blow away?
No.
Good. All right. Well, thanks for helping us out. Hope you have a great weekend and a great week next week. Good job. All right. We're joined by a 2nd grader. Why don't you tell everyone your name?
Emily.
Emily. Emily's here with us from 2nd grade. Now, Emily, you had an interesting day today. What was interesting about today? You were outside doing something, if I remember right.
Playing on the spider web.
Yeah, you were playing on the spider web, but your whole class went outside.
Did the Ikitarod.
The Ikitarod. Do you mean Iditarod? Ikitarod. Why is it the Ikitarod and not the Iditarod?
Because there's kids doing it.
Instead of
Grown-ups.
Instead of grown-ups. Who was pulling the wagon?
Kids.
Who normally pulls the wagon in an Iditarod?
Dogs.
Dogs. So we had kids pretending to be dogs. Right? And you were even pretending to be dogs when you barked. I do remember that because I was out there. So you've been learning about the Iditarod with all the 2nd graders. And last week you got to see some real Iditarod dogs. And this week it kind of culminated with you guys being the Iditarod dogs in Ikitarod. Was it fun? Was it cold? Just like the Iditarod. Exactly.
And it was snowing.
And when I was out there, you're right, it only snowed for about 10 minutes today, and that's when we were out there. Who was the special guest in the Ikitarod?
The moose.
The moose. Maestro Martinez was the moose for the Ikitarod today. So thank you to Mr. Martinez for being a good sport and being the moose. Now tell us about the book that you brought.
I brought Skating Showdown.
Let's show everybody. Skating Showdown, right here. So why did you pick this book as your favorite right now?
Because it has skaters in it, and I like skaters.
So you like skating and skaters, and this is all about skating. So definitely a high interest book for you, right? Good. Did you get to pick this? Awesome. That helps, doesn't it? Good. Really good. Cool. Well, anything else you want to tell us about second grade? No? Having a good week? All right. Have a great week next week. Good job.